हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. Namaste. This is Dr. Lily Trivedi and I am from Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women University. Today I am going to take the lecture of BSc Agriculture second Sem, and the topic today is plant growth regulators, physiological roles and agriculture uses. So this is a topic from the fundamentals of crop physiology. What is plant growth? Plant growth is defined as a vital process that brings about a permanent and irreversible change in any plant or its part in respect to form, weight and volume, size also. So growth is not only restricted to living cells but by metabolic processes and synthesis of macromolecules. It is also at the level of cellular level and organization of macromolecules. So there is nucleic acid, protein, polysaccharides, etc. Now, so the membrane, plastid, mitochondria, ribosome, etc. they also are there. The cells do not increase in size but divide. So the important process of cell division is replication of DNA in the chromosome, which then passes to daughter cells. So growth is denoted as an increase in the size by cell division, and therefore the growth it is together with synthesis of new cellulose material and cell enlargement and so on. Now the growth regions, what are the growth regions? They are the apical meristem, primary meristem. So they are responsible for primary growth, that is the plant will grow in length, and so there will be various appendages like leaf, like branches and the formation of plant tissues. Now there are three phases in a simple division: cell formation, cell elongation and cell differentiation. So the dividing meristem cells, they are very small, without molecules, they are thin walled, they have dense cytoplasm and a large nucleus, no vacuoles, intercellular spaces are formed. So they are the newly formed cells. Then they form into the cell enlargement, where the solutes come inside the cell and they increase the turgidity and dilation and expansion of walls. Now then comes the appearance of large vacuoles. Now in the maturation phase, there is a secondary walls are laid down. So now it is getting converted into permanent tissue. So we are having, if we plant the growth curve, it is a sigmoidal or S-shaped curve. So after the maturation, there is no enlargement and the growth is called the grand period of growth. So therefore there is a lag phase, a log phase, and external or internal factors affect this shape of curve. Now early growth is limited by the amount of food in the reserves in seed. Now what happens when the emerging seedling develops in an adequate root system? Enough leaf surfaces are there to support the photosynthesis and the anemone. So high metabolic rates are not maintained indefinitely, and eventually it leads to the stop in the growth phase, and therefore these factors are responsible for decrease in growth, like metabolites, growth, water, light, toxic substances, waste materials, etc. So now Blackman in 1919 suggested the growth of a plant as equal to W1, which is the final size, and W0 ERT. So what is ERT? So we are having W1 is the final size after the time T. So there is a time period which has been described, and there is a compound interest which is usually applied quarterly or monthly. So in the system, the final equation, it depends upon the final size of the organism, that is W, and the initial is W0. Now here the R is the rate at which the plant substance is laid down during the time T, and E is the natural base log theorem. So this is how there is a enlargement of the plant. Now large seeds give larger plants in addition to equation like shown in the W1 is equal to W0 ERT. So here now we have the plant with high efficiency index can be expected to outperform the plants with low efficiency index. So we measure the growth again in possible increase of weight in terms of weight or increase in volume or area. And the simplest method can be the measurement of growth by directly method, that is a scale at a regular intervals, and the other methods can be by horizontal microscope or oxynometers. Now there are some factors which are influencing the growth. The growth is affected by all factors that affect the activity of protoplasm, both physiological and environmental factors such as water, mineral, photosynthesis, respiration, climate, edaphic, etc. The external factors are the light, because it has direct effect on the photosynthesis and transpiration. Now, light is expressed in the terms of intensity, the quality, and the periodicity of light. Now, weak light promotes shortening of internodes and expansion of leaf is affected. So, a very weak light reduces the rate of overall growth and also photosynthesis due to poor development of chlorophyll. The high rate of water loss from plant. Now, light quality, like the wavelength of light has different response. The blue violet radiation, the internodal region is grown, while in the green light promotes the expansion of leaves as compared to complete spectrum of visible light. So the red light favors the growth, while the infrared and ultraviolet is detrimental to growth. Now for the duration of light, it also has a remarkable effect, and the induction and suppression of flowering depends on the duration of light. Then we have the temperature. Now the plant, due to different temperature requirement is different, and they are grown in those regions. The best growth takes place between 28 degrees to 33 degrees centigrade, and it varies from temperate to tropical conditions. The optimum temperature which is required for the growth, seed germination, growth and metabolic activities, flowering and yield is 28 to 30 degrees centigrade. Now oxygen is directly proportional to the growth of plant, because it is essential for respiration, which is required for oxidizing food material to release energy. Carbon dioxide is major factor because it influences photosynthesis. Now when other factors are not limiting, the rate of photosynthesis increases with the availability of carbon dioxide. And then comes water. Water is very essential for growth and for the uptake of nutrients. Translocation of nutrients, food materials, regulating transpiration, and various physiological processes like photosynthesis, respiration, and enzymatic. So without water, all these activities are affected, and the plant gets, there is plasmolysis, and the plant gets wilted. Nutrient and food material. The rate of growth is directly proportional to availability of nutrients and food material. The shortage of food supply affects the growth, as it provides the growth material to growing region and also the potential energy to the growing region. So, but there are some internal factors also which affect growth, that is growth hormones and their availability, resistant to climate, edaphic and biological stress, photosynthetic rate and respiration, acid rate partitioning, nitrogen content, chlorophyll and other pigments, source relationship and enzyme activities. So students, I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please comment in the comment box. This session was powered by digital version 2.0 of Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. So thank you very much. Namaste.